I went to several popular Valley businesses, bought their products, and then handed it over to Canalisis Laboratories. The lab is just one of 12 in Nevada with a license from the state to test medical and recreational marijuana products.
It's all over the place right now.
CBD, you can find it in food, skincare, and it's not just for humans.
You can get 10 products off the shelves, and 5 of them will have exactly what it says. Some will have none of it, and some will have less or even more of the CBD levels.
That's where industry insiders say the problems lie.
With CBD products right now, there's no regulatory body, so a sticker that says lab tested, anyone can do that.
Some businesses make it at home. Others buy third-party products trusting in what's on the label.
This says lab tested.
So we bought items from stores across Las Vegas. CBD gummies, oils, even CBD water. And handed it all over to the scientists at Canalisis Laboratories.
When you start selling to the masses, I think the mass deserves that quality control.
Canalisis showed us how they test each sample.
This is the sour watermelon gummy.
We test for state of Nevada required elements.
They're looking for high levels of heavy metals, pesticides,
Salmonella, E. coli, Aspergillus.
and truth in labeling, meaning are you getting what you paid for?
I think it might be asking a little much of the convenience store clerk to be an expert on that. That's why the labeling is so important.
Canalisis president Skipper Kelp says false claims have already caused scares in the young industry.
Our phones have been ringing off the hook with CBD companies and manufacturers that make products. They want to get their material and their products tested and validated.
As for the ones we brought in, hey Skip, good to see you again.
Hi, Tiana, how are you?
We went back to the lab to get those results.
These are the heavy metals that we tested for.
All 6 products were contaminant-free.
These products weren't dangerous.
When it came to potency, only 2 of the 6 tested as labeled.
This tincture here was another good one.
3 other products had less than half the amount of CBD claimed.
These gummy bears here, they claim to have 20 milligrams a unit. It has just under 10.
Another set of gummies had just 1/20th of what was on the label.
That's a huge discrepancy.
As for the CBD water,
It didn't have anything. It's pure, fresh water.
the results showed not a single trace of CBD found inside.
To have nothing in it was a little disheartening.
Right now, there's no federal agency regulating the CBD industry,
That could just be a sticker, says lab tested.
so that's where labs like Canalisis come in. And it's the reason Kelp says a certificate of analysis,
It sounds redundant, but it all comes back to knowing what's in your food, what's in your medicine.
like this one, is so important. It's a rundown of what a lab found or didn't find in a product.
When you have a CBD product that claims to have 20 milligrams of CBD, you're paying a premium for that. The more CBD it has in it, the more you pay. So when something has a fraction of what it says it has, you shouldn't pay that price that you think you're paying for.
So what does this all mean for consumers? Kelp says this is a good snapshot of the industry and the role of independent labs.
Lab tests and these machines behind us aren't cheap. They're expensive, and they're expensive to run, and to run lab testing costs money.
But in a multi-billion-dollar market,
It's a cost well worth it for the entire industry.
Kelp says it's well worth the buyer's time to do research on the labels.
And to take it a step further, you can research it and look up on that label online and review the lab.
So that you don't have to choose between risk or relief.
It's growing so fast and people are jumping on. It's the wild, wild west right now. There's a big grab to get right here, and everyone sees opportunity, and everything has to reel back a bit.
We chose not to identify any of the products that we tested. The results are based on one sample of each. Many CBD companies post their own lab results. You can find those online. In our story, we wanted to focus on what the lab does and its message for buyers to beware. Tiana Bonner, Fox 5 News, local Las Vegas.